Alright guys, week 3 of the side quest, you can claim your entry tickets. Of course, we'll get 2 more in like 2 days. And you can get your gate keys, of which you're only going to want to use 1 today, if that's when you're jumping in. Remember, we're going to do a random path and then the 2 gate keys. If you want to get your objective, here's an you can pause the video there and there's a black cat that you can do. Pretty easy, even though it's a 6-star, it's like a rank 1. And it's easy for you to go in there and take her out, and then you can get towards that extra Mysterium in the objectives. Always check your Mysterium, make sure you're not going to go into overflow. These paths, not going to lie, kind of suck. Not so much, like the path for Cosmic is not so bad. And also the path, like the node for Cosmic, the node for the skill one, probably the easiest. The node for Mutant with Backblast, you're gonna basically need someone who's Incinerate immune and someone who can take care of that annoying Toad. And then on the Cosmic side, that Annihilus is always going to be extremely annoying. So I brought in 5 stars, of course, just for you guys. There is no objective for using 5 stars. This is just to show you that they can be done. And these are 5-star ascended 5 stars because I was nervous about getting onto this path, which is what I did. And I'm going to fast forward through these fights because they do take a long time with 5 stars here, but you need someone who can deal with the incinerates on this one. Also, all their hits are going to be critical, so even through the block, they are going to be hitting a ton, and they have they're immune to evade or miss. They have like this true sense like the entire time. So you can, even if I'm using Kitty, I cannot phase. So if you have Viv, you cannot phase. Also, feel free to go in and bring in non-saga champions until you get to the boss. You can always knock down the boss and then finish with a saga champion. You don't have to do all the fights. I did bring in mostly, I think, saga champions. I think I had Stark Enhanced Spider-Man here as a non-saga champion, but this Toad really sucks because he's got his parasitic paralytic poisons. So if you get a poison on you, if you're not poison immune, you can dash back like every few seconds and remove one. So I'm playing the fight relatively slow because as soon as I get a poison on me, I have like these paralytic poisons, I can dash back, then there's a gray timer, I can dash back again, gray timer, dash back a 3rd time and remove them. But I didn't heal up, and as a 5-star, you don't have as much of a health pool, and the fight is very long, and his healing is incredibly annoying. So you could use probably someone with easy access to heal block, but you have to be careful that you don't. You could use someone who does not, who is not Incinerate immune, but let's say potentially has heal block. I think someone like Ironheart would be excellent for this one. But again, anyone who can probably heal block, even if you end up taking some Incinerate damage, if you're bringing in your best champions, you probably have a better chance. But this Toad, extremely annoying. I had to play very slow, and I don't think I end up finishing him with I think I end up dying with Kitty here, because again, you can't use Kitty to her full extent because you cannot phase in, and it's just a very long fight. You can see here I get 3 paralytic poisons on me. I have to try and dash back in order to remove them and then go in, and at the end of the fight here, I had a hard time out damaging his healing. So I think I end up bringing in Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, even though he's not poison immune and he's not Incinerate immune, but luckily I was able to just out damage him enough, I think, to finish him off. But again, there's no rewards for solos, there's no rewards for doing it itemless, and I think on the second path that I do, I end up actually using a couple revives because Annihilus really sucks, especially with 5 stars, and I didn't want to rank. I wasn't wasting resources on ranking up probably the ideal 5-star for that fight. But you can see here at this point, I am just dancing around between him healing and me not being able to get enough incinerates on to take him out. So I'm slowly trying, and eventually I am just going to whittle away from those paralytic poisons. Every time one of those gets on me, I am trying to get rid of it, but I'm just running out of steam here. So I can't get enough in. I can't parry at this point. All I can do is, again, if I can get off an intercept, that would be great. But at this point, I'm just, even when I attack in, I'm being very careful. There you can see, again, I get the paralytic poisons. I try to dash away. I'm down to like 4%. And again, he's going to keep healing back up. So there, I finally die. I go in, I bring in Stark Enhanced Spider-Man. I only have 30,000 he only has 30,000 hit points left. I'm going to go in, and even though I can remove, again, I can remove those paralytic poisons by dashing back, but I don't want to hit too hard. If I hit too hard or too many guaranteed crits, I'm going to take incinerate damage. So I get rid of that Toad. Once that Toad's down, the other 2 fights are not so bad. Just remember to use a Saga Champion to finish off Danny Moonstar. So I'm going to let the music play out for this path. That is the hard part of this one. And then I will see you on the next path. And I think I even screw up with Stark Enhanced Spider-Man here. But there you go. There are a couple options, and you can watch the rest of the fights as they play out, and we'll see you on the next path. All right, guys, I'm going to go in now and use one of my gate keys in order to do another path. I switched my champions a little bit for this path with Annihilus, and I'm going to try, I think that was the more difficult path, path C, so I'm going to try this one. Every time you use a non-damaging debuff, they are going to be unblockable. So you have to, every time you parry, they're going to be unblockable. And there's ebb and flow intercept in order to get your damage in, so you want to be able to intercept. Again, you can use any champion you want in order to help you get to the boss. I did want to bring in someone with some power control. Stark Enhanced Spider-Man is going to help me out a lot for the Hyperion fight. I actually screw up with... I screwed up early on with magic that I brought in and lost her. I end up doing okay on this path. I probably could have done better, but again, I don't really have different tries here, so it's like you only have so many entry tickets to go in and do it. So I didn't want to lose it here. So I'm gonna go in and do my best with these 5 stars. I end up using a couple revives. Probably if you have an Absorbing Man, he is Saga, and he was probably the best Annihilus counter out there. So I would, because he doesn't have to worry like about his Unstoppable, he probably absolutely shreds him. If you have Absorbing Man, go ahead, use him. It's going to be great. I'll probably end up doing that on my other account when I go in and do this path. But again, not too bad here with Stark Spider-Man against the first fight, which is this Carnage. And then after that, I think I end up trying out... I tried out Magic against CGR and I screwed it up. He's also not so bad once you get going. I think I also end up using a variety of champs on that Annihilus, but you can watch the rest of the next 2 fights. It's pretty crazy with Hyperion because of all the power gain, but Stark Enhanced Spider-Man with his taunt was able to manage that, actually almost die on that one, and then have a really nice fight. But I'm going to let the music play out, and I'll walk you through what I was doing, or what my attempt was against the Annihilus boss. Alright guys, for this Nihilus boss, I'm going to go in with Anti-Venom here. He's got a synergy with Spider-Man 2099. At the beginning of the fight, he is not going to allow him to have a buff, but at the same time, it would have put a debuff on him, so he's unblockable. But he doesn't have his, he didn't have his Cosmic Rot at the very beginning. And here, I just end up going for intercepts. If you don't get hit and you don't have the armor break on you, then when you dash back, you can dash back and counter his special one, and you don't have to worry about the unstoppable. And so here I'm just gonna go like balls to the wall, go for some intercepts. I did bring in some other champions to help out with this one in terms of, like, I thought Spider-Man 2099 would help me out a little bit. Again, I needed a Saga champion to finish this. I thought Mephisto would also help me because I'd be able to parry the initial hit at the beginning of the fight, but then I forgot that Nihilus is also Incinerate immune, so he's probably not the best counter there. So this worked out pretty well. Had a pretty good run with Anti-Venom, and then I ended up reviving my Spider-Man 2099. I think I actually went in, but I wasn't paying attention. I think I accidentally went in and got clipped. So Nihilus was still at 100% health, to be honest. And then I go ahead and revive Spider-Man 2099 twice. Just to finish him off at the very end. Had a really good run here. Once you get the spacing on his special one, he's not so bad. And again, I think the big champion that you're going to want for this one is going to be Absorbing Man. If you have him, he's going to be excellent. Again, if you have stronger champions, they will help you out a lot. It won't be as bad, but with lower level champions and a limited roster of lower level champions, it was a little bit of a struggle here for me. But you can see even with this Anti-Venom, we did pretty well on this one before I end up dying and have to revive. So hopefully that helps, guys. If you have any really good counters that you use, please put them in the comments below. It'll help everybody out. Everybody else out, especially if everyone doesn't have crazy 6- and 7-star rosters. I know I can go in and probably do this a lot easier on my other account and it won't be nearly as bad, but that's not the same for everybody, which is why I'm trying to put these out there so it can help everyone else out get through the side quest and get all the objectives and all those nice rewards. So hopefully you enjoy this, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.